Hello, this is not my house. I do have permission to be here, but it's not my house. Anyway, I have the Kamize tenor ukulele with classical guitar head, which I'm pointing at, hopefully, yes, mostly pointing at the classical guitar head. And because it was inexpensive, I bought it. That's pretty much how you get me to buy things, make them inexpensive. So it is basically, I would say, an entry-level tenor ukulele. So I'm going to play it a little bit because I figure if you're here watching this video, you're here trying to find out how it sounds. So let's find out how it sounds. This is not going to be fancy and it's not going to be good, but it should give you a bit of an idea about how this particular tenor, which I'm patting affectionately, about how it sounds. So we'll do that, and then I'll have a bit of a chat about the build quality and why I bought it, other than the fact that it was inexpensive. I'm going to actually refer to some music this time, because the last few times I've done ukulele videos I haven't done that and I haven't played anything. So I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to do something quite slow and floaty, Pearly Shells. I'm not going to sing. This is just the stuff that we're working on in uke class. And then I've got a finger picking thing that I will definitely fail at. But we'll start with some light strumming, just so that you can get a sense of it. I'm going to shut up and get on with it. You're welcome. Okay. I did say it wasn't going to be good, didn't I? That's only the first verse. I don't want to do the whole thing. Life is finite. That's what you want when you're watching a ukulele video. A little bit of existential dread. So that's not what I want to do. I want to do this one, which I don't actually need the music for, but also I don't want to show off. So we'll do this one, which is not the one I'm looking at. It's fine. It's good. Don't worry about it. So now I'm going to do, that's not what I want to do. This is not going to go well. This is probably going to have to do about 16 takes at this one. But I'll edit it down to the one that mostly worked. Take 40. Not perfect, but good enough, I reckon, because daylight's burning. Oh, is that a World of Warcraft reference? I do apologise. Anyway, that's how it sounds when you play it. Now, there is a bit of a buzz on it, but that is, I have figured out entirely because I am not pressing the strings hard enough. The action on this is quite high, and there is actually, that was an adapted version of that picking piece. That's the Men Behaving Badly theme if you're trying to place it, because there is one bit that I just cannot do without injuring myself, because when the action's high on a ukulele, you do end up hurting here and here. That's the medical terms, here and here. So I will eventually get the action lowered on this because it is a little bit high. I can't do an F major without damaging myself. But overall, it sounds not bad. That's that buzz again. Sounds not bad. So when you buy your Kamize tenor ukulele, which is what this is, you get stuff with it. You get the strap, which is good. The strap's a little bit slippy, so I find it moves around a lot, but I can replace it. That's fine. You get a soft gig bag. Mine smells like coffee because my dog knocked half a cup of coffee on it. If you want yours to smell like coffee, you will have to do your own coffee addition. It doesn't come like that. And you get a little bag of stuff. So I'm going to take this off so that I can show you the little bag of stuff. You get a tuna, a Joyo brand tuna. I don't know why I'm holding it up. You've seen a tuna before, but that's what you get. From what I can tell, it's accurate. From what I can tell. It matches my other one, so I'll go with that. You get a percussion shaker, which we all need. I suppose actually it's got a little bit of elastic on it, so you could, in theory, propose to someone with that. You get a ukulele capo, which obviously comes out of the box. It does come out of the box. It comes out of the box. I've had it out of the box. Why are you going to embarrass me, box? Come on. So that's a ukulele-sized one, which is good because the guitar ones are a bit too big. And that, obviously, wherever you need it. Wherever you need it, as long as where you need it is over there. You get a cleaning cloth. You get a little bit of sandpaper. I'll talk about that in a minute because there's been chats. You get a plectrum holder with a sticky back that you can stick to whoever happens to be passing by. You get some plectrums. Interestingly, you get the two kinds of plectrums. I'm just shuffling up, getting a little close, getting a bit close now. Now I'm going to be unable to open a small Ziploc bag. There we go. So you get the felt plectrums, which are the thick, don't know if you can see how thick that is, put my hand there so you can see. That's a thick felt plectrum, which is made for the nylon strings that you use on a uke. You get two of those, and you get a little, or three of those, and you get a little collection of just normal plastic ones, which you shouldn't really use on a uke because you will damage your strings. And you get a packet of replacement ukulele strings from a brand called you get them anyway. It does come, according to the hang tag, it comes pre-strung with Aquila strings. So I don't know that I will use generic brand I've never heard of, which is not to say that they're not a good brand, I've just never heard of them. And if I've never heard of them, they must be rubbish. So I'll put all that back. Why is there a little... Oh, that's all right. Sorry, I just found a little black screw in there, and that's because you get a spare one with your tuner when you put the batteries in that. So cleaning cloth, plectrum holder, I'll put them away all tidy. Where's my engagement ring? There it is. So, a little bit about... I'll actually hold up the uke so you can look at it while I'm talking about it. We'll take a close-up look at it in a second. But there have been a few comments that I've seen about build quality on these ukes. I don't know why I keep patting it, but I'm going to keep doing it. There is a Facebook group for Kamai's users. Kamai's makes a load of different instruments. They make ukuleles, guitars, lap harps. They also make recording equipment like microphones. So there is quite a big user group on Facebook of people who are using these instruments and products. The main complaints I've seen about the ukulele build have been reasonably minimal. One complaint I've seen is that the bridge is off-centre. Now mine might be, but if it is, it's not noticeably off-centre. I'm not looking at it and going, that's really off-centre. My sunlight's just faded, never mind. The other complaint that I've seen is that the fret wires can be quite sharp, which you do not want, because then when you're changing chords, you cut your fingers, which is, you know, I mean, it's hardcore, but you don't want to go there. So that is why I believe there's a little bit of sandpaper included in the free bundle of stuff that you get with your uke, because of potentially sharp fret wires. Mine are absolutely fine. They're actually a little bit less sharp than the ones on my Cordoba, which is my main uke. But yeah, overall the build on this one, I got, from what I can tell, quite lucky with my fret wires. So well done me with my lucky fret wires, I say. So let's have a close-up look, and then we will talk about why I bought it. So let's have a close-up look. This is, I was going to say this is the ukulele, but that's what this whole video is about. You know this is the ukulele. These zebra banding patterns are painted on, as is the side, clunk that on the table, as is the side colouring there. That's printed on, dyed on, printed. I don't know how they do it. I didn't ask. And you can tell that these are painted on because the wood grain carries through them. The zebra banding is also painted on, but it is painted on in such a way that I had to go back and check when I got it, because I thought that's inlay. It's not, it's painted. It does have inlay fret markers, so you've got, get that a little bit closer, you've got the star, where's my finger, there it is, you've got the starfish, and you've got a little whale, which is, you know, another reason to buy a ukulele. It's got a little whale on it, adorable. The bridge, this is apparently real bone, but I doubt it. So that's the bridge, is nicely shaped and solid. It's a easy one to restring because it is not, so I can't get the camera in there. Look at that, that's cinematography. So that's just going to be quite easy to restring. The strings are already a little bit notched, so I might restring this sooner rather than later. It's got the strap peg there, which I'm not using because it's uncomfortable for me, so I've got it tied on up here. And that's the head. That's also inlaid, the Kamai's logo, and the tuning pegs are towards the back, which I think is quite stylistically pleasing. What a great phrase. I hope someone says that about me one day. So that's the classical guitar head. So if you're new to ukes, oh, I will just clonk that on the table again. If you're new to ukes, the ukulele head is generally like that, with the tuning pegs to the side and the peggy bits there. So this is a bit fancier for me, you know. I'm getting fancy. I'll just put this in the background because I feel like my Cordoba feels a bit left out at the moment. And it's a beautiful little uke, and I love it very much. Was there anything else I was going to say? Oh yes, as I said, the complaint about the fret wires is not, I don't think everyone's complaining about it, but they have seen a few comments about the fret wires being sharp. Mine are fine. Was there anything else I had to talk about on this uke? No, I will show you the inside label. Oh, I'll hit my tripod. So it's got the little label, it's got the model number, it's got all of that. I'll put the model number in the description if I remember. If I don't remember, then I won't. So, why did I buy this when I already have 7 sopranos in my house? I think 7, possibly 8. No, that one doesn't count, I took the strings off. Anyway, when you buy a ukulele, when you get started with the ukulele, when you decide what I want to be in my life is a ukulele player, you can go to any music store, a lot of department shops, a lot of places, and buy a $30 ukulele, and it will be absolutely fine. There will be people who will tell you that you shouldn't do that because you need to spend at least $700 or whatever. Well, those people can jump, I don't care. The accessibility, the financial accessibility of learning the ukulele is a tremendous thing, and it's something that I'm a big fan of. But if you do that, what you will get is a soprano, which will be this size. So this is not a $30 one, this was more than that. This is my proper ukulele, my grown-up ukulele for when I became an adult, which could happen any day now. So this is the soprano size, and that is the size that you would get for $30 if you're buying a new uke at a music shop or whatever. And that's fine and great, and I love my soprano, and I love the sound of the soprano. I don't know if this is in tune. Probably-ish, there's that buzz. See, I'm doing it everywhere. Feeble hands. The thing about the soprano, though, is if you have larger hands, it is going to be a struggle because it is a small instrument. It's not made for big hands. So I've got sort of medium-sized hands, and you can see on that first fret, the finger nearly covers it, which, I mean, you're playing fingertips, and then once you get down to these frets down here, you're sort of playing with the side of your finger because that's quite a tight fit. So if you have larger hands, it is much harder to get. For example, if you're doing the G, I'm not going to do a B flat, I'm supposed to be learning one for class, and no. So that's the standard size that you would get for a $30, what's the word I'm looking for? Beginner? No. Introductory. Let's go with introductory. Let's pretend I can say it. So that is the size that you would get. So if you do have the larger hands, it can be really discouraging because you can't fit your fingers on the frets. It's upsetting. So I've got a friend going through that going through that like it's some terrible torment. I've got a friend dealing with that at the moment. Dealing with it like it's I've got a friend who's doing that at the moment. Not everything's a trauma. Settle. So that's why I had a look for inexpensive tenor ukuleles, and this is the one that came up. Now, I had a look this morning because I've done research for this video. I know, I'm as impressed as you are. So there's two websites that I go to, that's two, to look at pretty ukuleles and pretend I'm going to buy an expensive new one. One of them is Lord Uke, which is a physical ukulele shop in Northcote, just outside Melbourne, which I haven't been to their new shop. I should do that. Anyway, their cheapest ukulele listed is $99. Their cheapest tenor ukulele listed is $99. That's out of stock, probably because it's $99. Their next cheapest is $175. This is Australian dollars. I am Australian. Then I went to Ukulele Mate, which is another ukulele shop, obviously Australian. You can tell by the name. And had a look at their tenor ukuleles, and their cheapest one at the moment is $269. So this one was $73, and I would consider that almost introductory pricing or beginner's pricing, accessible pricing. I consider that inexpensive, is what I'm saying, for a tenor ukulele. I jumped straight up to tenor after because concert wasn't enough of a change. Is it different to playing the soprano? Yeah, big stretch, big stretch, big stretch. Yeah, big stretch. That's what I've got to say there. It feels really, it doesn't look that much different. I'll show you close up, but it feels very stretchy because I've only got medium hands. So just to give you a quick visual of the difference in the fret sizes between the soprano, which is this one, versus the tenor, which is that one. So this is the first fret, and that's basically almost the exact width of my finger. And then once you get down to these frets down here, you're pushing. You've got to do it on the side there because that is tiny. I try not to play up here because it's hard. Whereas on the tenor, which I just got caught on the table, pretend I'm a professional, so you can see there is substantially more room for the finger there. And then once we get down to these ones down at the end, we'll put our finger on the whale. That's when it starts to get about a bit squeezy. So that is the Kamai's tenor ukulele with the classical guitar head, model number MI23377. I'll put that in the description below. You can get it in a load of places. It's on Amazon. It's all over the place. I got one off eBay from the Australian dealer. But yes, I'm going to let you get on with your day now. Thank you so much for watching this video, assuming you got to this point. Well done you, gold star. And I will see you in the next video, which will be about something, but I don't know what. It's exciting. It's an exciting journey we're on together. That was fancy. I'm impressed.